too sure. I think that it could slow down a little bit.
I'll have to wait and see. I mean, already what Jordan was saying, 5 out of 6 games to consistently place that at the top of the leaderboards. Surely they're going to have to run to a bad game soon. Or did they just totally just do it in that first game and that was it? They were done and dusted.
Well, that's the thing, you know, we kind of expect that they might slip up at some point, but then you've got other teams that we kind of expect might actually perform a bit better at some point. You know, we've seen that today with Order. They didn't have a great first day. They come in today and it's been much better. And of course, we are pretty much now transitioning past the halfway mark. This is the point where you're starting to slowly run out of games to catch up.
That's it, and probably we'll start to see teams where they might have played a lot more aggressively start to really rein it in and play a little bit more passive because, as you said, the games are starting to run out now. You really need to make each round count.
Playing part's going to go just from south of the military base all the way up north to Severny, which is great for both Exile and Order Army. Obviously, Order can just drop right on top of Severny, and Exile can just drop straight to their military base. But Clutch dropping super early to grab that vehicle. That could be a dangerous, but he should be fine. He's going to still make his way over to Milta Power with Atletico.
Yep, he's just heading on over, got the UAZ, and he's going to rejoin with his team. That flight path's almost been one of the straightest ones I've ever seen. It was like almost pretty much straight through the middle.
Yeah, dead center as we do get our first circle on the western side of the map. No military island. This time again, obviously, last game was quite hectic when you got to get so many teams in such a small location. This first circle, I suspect, Vandy, it's going to be a bit more quiet.
It will be, because you can already see in terms of how the teams are occupying this, most of them aren't anywhere close to the west. And in fact, the only team that would be there is going to be Greyhound starting to loot from Georgie, but they need to get the vehicles to go over there.
Yeah, this could be great though still for Greyhound. Obviously, they don't have to rush too much. They're looting. Even Order up north in Severny don't have to move too fast. So for two of the teams that have been struggling a little bit, they don't necessarily have a bad circle.
Also for Kingdom Gaming, who keep opting to go for the Zaki, as you said from yesterday, they're totally not going to go to Primorsk anymore. It looks like Zaki's their place to be. It's been working for them as well in terms of these games, but this circle actually does favour going to Zaki, and you can't often say that.
I don't think they're going to go to Zaki. I think they might end up going North Georgia Pool. Yeah, I think North.
Better loot.
Which is probably better than Zaki, and it's generally uncontested anyway, so for Kingdom Gaming, I think North Georgia Pool could be where they might end up. For everyone else, it's mostly the same. Chiefs in Gatka Fields, which obviously with this circle, Vandy, they don't have to really go anywhere. They got the pick of the bunch of where they want to go and see how they think this circle is going to play out. Pachinki as well for Avant. They don't necessarily need to rush either. But the teams that do need to get a bit of a move on eventually will be the likes of Atletico from Milta Power, obviously Tainted Minds and SYF, which, as we talk about SYF and Tainted Minds, there was a bit of a couple of shots being fired earlier on. And it's going to be actually Max against Spaggy getting the first kill for this game. So Intergalactic Lads will pick that up onto Vanguard.
Yep, Vanguard already now down a member, puts them on a little bit of a back foot, and this is a team that we've seen, as I said, when conditions are right, they're happy to play aggressive. Now that they've lost a team member so early, they're going to have to rein it right back in.
Obviously down the bottom, on Sosnovka Island, Exile in military base, Ground Zero, still a Novo, and obviously for Ground Zero, could be a bit tricky moving into the circle for them from Novo. You can see already on the map, by the way, Tedesco right next to Taboo Esports Club's radar, so he is their designated scout. He's already in there trying to find them a location. The fact that he was able to get through both SYF and KANGA Esports is actually amazing, that he didn't even he didn't die or get shot at along the way, so gets in there nice and safely.
Yep, just threaded the needle pretty much. And we turn our attention now onto Sunny. So he does have the buggy, and you can really see a couple of his members, they are starting to push into the circle now. So when they've got enough, as we said, they want to make sure that they cross the bridges or get the compound, but they will be driving by Greyhound.
So down in Primorsk as well, Raging Knights, and as you said, with Sunny here pushing through, he's pretty close to the Chiefs, needs to be careful, but I don't think the Chiefs will be too wary at the moment. Probably still looting a tiny amount.
They might be wary if he's going to crash into trees.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sunny needs to be wary if he's going to be crashing into trees. He needs to look out for himself here. Raging Knights, who were at Primorsk, they sent Guru up along the coastline to find that location at the Banana House, and he's found that to be quite safe for them, so they'll look to see them push up at some point. ARCANE hanging around Ferry Pier. They don't have too far north to really go. Edge is actually really south of the circle. You can see him quite close to Testroy from ARCANE. Not sure why he's that far away from the rest of the Chiefs teams. I would assume he's sort of hedging their bets a little bit. expecting it. If it goes south, they've already got someone there.
And the MK14 now being picked up by Ronan from Order. So that's going to be a nice little pickup this early into the game.
Let's see what Order can do with that. Obviously, they've had a good day so far here on day 2. Maybe yesterday they struggled a little bit because it was the pancakes that they got given, but they're definitely no pancakes this morning. Joshy's going to start rotating in for Tainted Minds, going over SYF. He's getting shot at, though, by Cryptic, and it's such a bad feeling when you get knocked out as you're rotating. You can't even fight back. It looks like he's able to get through safely, and you can see Zoidmate and Onichan both on the move for Greyhound.
Speaking of getting shot at as well, I was looking at ARCANE's Nabi. He's just down in the bottom, and all of the members of EXILE are trying to push on in. It's just going to be one member, though, against 4, so if you are going to take those shots, you need to be careful in case the squad wants to try and investigate.
I don't think he'll be taking those shots, though. EXILE just happy to go over the bridge. And they're just going to make sure that it's safe, scout it out, make sure no members of ARCANE are there. They obviously are aware that ARCANE have been around the vicinity where they're dropping Ferry Pier, Lighthouse, etc. So they just want to make sure. As you can see with Insight here behind the tree, they weren't able to see him when they were scouting. Now the shots ring out. He's able to get him quite low and the knockout out of the US and the quick kill. Insight with an insightful kill onto Xvia's EXILE. Now down a man.
Couple of easy points there picked up, and they had the communications going. As I said, near B, he was down on the bottom side, and he would have been relaying the comms. All right, get into position because I know that they're going to be pushing in now. Jesus, he's biding his time. Now that he knows his teammate is dropped, he's going to be pinned for the time being.
Yeah, he won't want to feel like he can move. Obviously, we saw Insight sort of move away from the position. He's just starting to change his location. Now he might like to go back and just continue to wait. He knows more of EXILE are going to eventually have to come through somewhere in some way. Joshy in the top right corner, knocked down, finished off. Unfortunately, caught in the rotation once again for Tainted Minds. It just seems to be this case as Jesus has run back into NYRB. He's going to get sprayed out. Surely he can't make something out of this. And he did move closer, which forced NYRB back a little bit so he didn't get run over. That was a really smart play from Jesus last second, thinking there to save him.
Yep, smart but risky, but it had the desired effect. As you can see, it was going to be like, oh crap, if I don't move, I'm going to get run over now. So it was almost that game of chicken. And luckily for him, it worked out quite well. So Jesus, he's managed to get himself out of that hard situation. Swapping attention, Edge, he's taking a lot of shots now onto 2Deft.
Yeah, and also Rido from Raging Knights has just popped up in his view as well. So he thought, okay, I'll change my target and have a couple of shots on him. But right up behind the tree, Edge just holding out with the mini here, seeing what he can get. Jumbi, big shot from Big Jumbi onto 2Deft, gets the knockdown in a really horrible spot for KANGA Esports here. And that Darcy is about to blow up as well. Frosty Wolf, can he somehow get any sort of revive here? I doubt it. He's going to get finished off. And Frosty Wolf probably not long for this world either. Darcy is about to blow up. You can see him proning back as quick as he can, but he can't get back quick enough, Andy. He's also blown up.
I feel like that was just a little bit of a misplay right there. He knew that the car had heaps of damage. He was using it as cover. But I guess the panic just made him go a little bit closer than he desired. But he just knocked himself out. Definitely
did. Now you can see Ground Zero are starting to rotate away. Both as well as ATHLETICO, SYF, Vanguard, BANDIT Esports. All those teams that were on the eastern side of the map are now starting to push into the circle. Because that blue zone is moving. It's about halfway completed now. And soon enough, we'll have all of the teams inside this circle. They are pretty much congregated around the center of the circle, as we usually see. And Jumbi was able to confirm that kill onto Frosty Wolf. So 2 kills for Jumbi. And for Raging Knights, a good start.
You can already see in terms of migrating into the circle as well, we've got BANDIT, ATHLETICO, as well as Ground Zero that have the furthest to migrate to this next circle. So really need to play it carefully. But what's looking good is if they want to stay on the outskirts, there's a couple of compounds that they can play. In terms of just if they don't have to be slap bang in the middle of the circle.
I'm loving this rotation from BANDIT Esports up north near Severny at the moment. When they come into the circle, they are open field. There's no one that's going to be too close for them until they get to around Georgia Paul, so they can sort of just play it safe. If they want to go for placing, hang around the edge of the circle, and they will definitely be safe. But not safe is AVANT Gaming at the moment. They've been spotted by Textile Pathogen, but they are quite a distance away, and the 3-time scope is not going to be able to provide too much help.
Yep, the 3-time scope is mostly just going to be looking, seeing if you can get any easy kills, but also just trying to scout out any team members. So always need to be careful, though, when you are doing this, that you are exposing yourself to anyone else with a sniper happening to look in the same direction. But no one's really going to expect you to be on Everest, are they?
No, that's true, especially with just a 3x. As you can see the map there. And now Guru taking some shots onto Ceterix from KANGA Esports. These are the last two alive for KANGA Esports, of course. Ludatio and Ceterix. That DP28, the dinner plate, I think that
Pancake gun.
The dinner plate that Sniper likes to call it.
No, pancake gun.
I like the dinner plate.
Nah, pancakes.
Well,
sounds tastier.
Well, I mean, I think pancakes would generally sound tastier than dinner plate in general.
Well,
but
pancakes go on the dinner plate, so it could be either or.
Could be either or. Right now, Raging Knights are the team that's doing well in this game, but they haven't been really doing that well overall throughout the qualifiers, as Vasily is so low you could absolutely breathe on him and he'd fall over and die.
And that's exactly what he's hoping not to do, so just bobbing and weaving and just trying to get the hell out of there. Luckily, he does have the meds, but he needs to make sure that before he chooses to pull over that it is a safe location. Looks like he's managed to escape for now.
He did take some last-second shots from Tainted Minds, but not enough to cause any damage. And Vasily does get to safety for Pathogen's sake. He also gets them a compound at the center of the circle. Nick 101, though, has spotted a couple of members of Team Immunity off in the distance, and we do have some action as Kebab has been spotted, found, and finished off by Wiggins from SYF. Sharky running straight into a tree. This is not going great for Ground Zero at the moment. SYF pushing up here, looking to finish him off. And he just has to stay prone, heal up, and now try and 1v4.
This is going to be so hard for Sharky to make this one out alive. The frags are raining out. His legs are spotted, though. Zidane manages to tag him, and they're going to confirm the kill.
And they definitely will confirm that kill. So that's just going to leave Ace Gun and Mavgod, the last two standing for Ground Zero now. The team that did so well yesterday, the surprise packet, the underdogs, Vandy. And yet here on day two, they haven't been able to replicate that performance.
Yep, crumbling just a little bit, and I thought...
And that kind of tops it off there with Saki getting the double kill onto Mavgod and Ace Gun. Ground Zero out in last place, no kills, 0 points. They aren't going to be staying around that top three for too much longer if they keep performing like that.
Yep, other teams will now have a really good shot of closing the gap now, because being down out so early is disastrous for them, and you can see just how hard it was for them to rotate in late. So with Ground Zero Gaming, today they're having the issues. If the circle's not favouring them to do those long rotations, those hard shifts, they're just having none of it. They're unable to do it successfully. All
the other teams are saying, yeah, that's great, they're at the top, let's hope that they finish out early, but couldn't it be the Chiefs instead? That would have been nicer. Either way, it's something at least, as Ronan with a knockdown onto music from Kingdom Gaming, of course, our winners from last round. Unfortunately, they're off to a poor start this round as well. So Cyclops as well getting the kill onto Resolves, as we see Depths just moving that buggy, making sure it's in a safe position. Can't get the tires popped. Then Striker. And now Team Immunity, look how close they're pushing on to Chiefs here. Unless they want to share this compound. Then, oh my goodness,
welcomes him with the nade.
The Kobe welcomes him in, as you said, Vandy, with that nade, knocks him down. And now Chiefs are going to push on this. I can't see a way Striker's going to be able to come out on top. He can't. Critical. Chiefs are absolutely in the groove right now.
And they're so jumpy. A little pop onto Champs because they thought it might have been another member. But they say, Gakka, this is ours. This is our house. What are you guys doing here, Immunity? We didn't invite you over.
2 kills now for the Chiefs. They confirmed the compound as well for themselves. They're not quite fully central. They've got also Edge just south as well, sort of hedging their bets a little bit. As we can see, ATHLETICO, who finished 5th in the last game, they've been hanging around like a pesky bee around that top 5 or so in most games, but unable to get the win. They haven't been able to fully complete a performance.
And with ATHLETICO as well, we can see where Ground Zero struggles to rotate. In ATHLETICO, they are always able to get into the circle quite safely and then at least start to set up for the later circles.
They are spread out a little bit at the moment as well. And with 19 teams, 65 alive, the blue zone currently moving. It's going to get tighter and tighter at the moment as Neferhor picks up the double knockdown onto Chus and Wigan. That's what we need to see from Neferhor. Lynxy will confirm the kills along with Nef, and SYF lose 2 members. Wow, that's how quick you can pick up kills. Team can just come on a motorbike and just swing by and just spray them down.
Yeah,
it's almost like a gift.
It was. Neferhor was at the right place at the right time to be able to deal with that.
So Chiefs, they're going to be holding firm again, and this has generally been working out well for them, Bandy. When they stay in these compounds, they don't necessarily need to get a lot of kills. I think it was in round 5, or game 5, sorry, they picked up 17 kills. That was a massive performance, but for the most part, what we've been seeing from the Chiefs is their ability to just find these compounds, stick tight, play the circle, play it safe and smart. Cheeses does get into the blue, and then into the next circle he will get. But he's only got 17 bandages, no first aid kits, as Defs gets knocked down by Textile. Subslayer, Tedesco, and Galway, 3 still alive for Tainted Minds. Of course, they lost Joshy early on.
That's it. Joshy would be pretty much just sitting back and just helping the boys out in terms of just like pepping them up, I guess, because he died so early into this. But they're holding this compound quite nicely. The only problem is it's on the outskirts. So unless they get a hard shift in their favor, it's not really going to work out well for them. Order as well, we see them rotating in further. And so far, with Order, they've been just taking their time in terms of not trying to push too far. They're just making sure they suss out where are all the other teams.
Well, we do get that new circle, and the teams all from up north and it's making their way down. The convoy has been started. Avant running straight through. Order there, as you can see. They all want to rotate south as quick as they can. Greyhound as well. Bandit Esports along the coastline are starting to rotate in. And even some of the teams that are already in the circle are actually rotating around, trying to find a better compound that they feel like will be better positioned for, say, the next couple of circles or so. All the way down south is Vanguard's Daxon and Yasukage Athletico. A little bit to the south or west. But look at Bandit Esports and rocking straight up onto SYF as P for Potato gets the kill onto Sunny. That's 3 kills now for the Chiefs. You do not want to be rocking up onto the Chiefs whatsoever, Vanny.
No, you don't want to come to their doorstep at all. Instead, now, they're making sure that they've got a really nice perimeter where they cover all their angles. So anyone that is trying to just drive on in, they're not spotting them, and by then it's too late. They come out, the guns are firing, they pick up the kill.
Textile's knocked down. Intergalactic Lads and Pathogen having a bit of a battle at the moment. As Yeti Aztec just gets behind the banana house. He's able to get out of view of Brucey. And Textile will be finished off, but it's stolen by Blackout for Greyhound. Just comes from nowhere, steals that kill away. Surprises the Intergalactic Lads a little bit in the end as Heifer gets a kill onto Blind Freddy. They wipe out some members of Bandit Esports. Atletico playing well at the moment to start game number 7 here. And now the push onto Yeti Aztec will begin for the Intergalactic Lads. He doesn't survive very long. Laft will confirm that kill. Well, as you said, Testy in a very testy situation. Neferhor with the knockdown. They are getting wiped right out. Flume is still in the blue zone. He's so far away. He's not going to be able to contest it or try and save his teammate. And I think Flume will be by himself again. Tedesco has been found out by Y-Kicker Mukau, and he will be dropped.
Testy thought he had some car cover there, but instead the grenade flipping the car over just left him completely exposed. Plus the damage. That was just an unfortunate spot to be in. And as you said, Flume all out on his own. But Atletico, they're still covering those angles.
You can see how close Tainted Minds and Order are at the moment. Greyhound continue to put pressure onto the Intergalactic Lads, but here they come around the corner underneath this sort of tunnel. Subslayer just holding firm, playing it patiently. There's only the 2 members of Tainted Minds alive here. Now he's going to take his turn to try and see if he can get any damage onto Order here with the UMP. Order want to play this one safe. I assume that Subslayer and Galway don't have nades, and as I say that, I see Galway throwing one out. See if he can get a knockdown or at least cause some damage, and it at least puts Y-Kicker Mukau down in the sense that he has to first aid kit back up. And then as he does that, now Y-Kicker Mukau wants a bit of revenge. The only way Order are going to mess this up if they get a little bit too impatient and rush through and let Subslayer just wipe them all out. And this is what's going to happen. Oh, but he's healing up, so he wasn't able to get the spray in time. Subslayer, no, surely not. And
Subby, no!
Oh, no.
Order. They managed to push at the perfect time, and I believe that Subslayer, he was completely not expecting it just yet. We saw him in the heal animation, and he's like, oh, crap. They're pushing in now, and he let his teammate die.
He's just sitting there, and he's just bandaging.
He's probably copping an earful.
I got to get the gun out. I got to get the gun out.
No, he's copping an earful right now. You can tell.
No.
They didn't believe in the hard shift as well, which was right to do, so they did have to push out away from that compound in this new zone. And didn't just work out for him.
If he gets that knockdown onto Y-Kicker Mukau, Galway stays alive. Who knows what could have happened.
Changes things.
Unfortunately, though, for Tainted Minds, Order come out on top. Tainted Minds out in 18th position, and Order continue their ascendancy here on day number 2. It looks like Flume's been finished off, as well as Zidon. And that means Bandit Esports out in 17th position. Greyhound's convoy continues to push into the circle, which was a new central circle. And right now the teams in that circle, ARCANE, Greyhound, Chiefs, KANGA, KARNAGE, and EXILE. But Oni-chan's not going to be in that circle anymore because Insight has killed him.
Yeah, in terms of where Greyhound just rocked up, they are now pincered in between Chiefs and ARCANE, and I do not favour them. That is a very difficult spot to find yourself in.
Yeah, Greyhound in a tough spot right now, as you said, with ARCANE and Chiefs pretty much right either side of them. Order, though, and TABOO Esports Club are right behind ARCANE, so both of those teams, if they can push into ARCANE, it might end up saving the Greyhound lads a little bit. Happy Navitas takes a shot, but the shot lands from Ronan onto Cyclops as TABOO are starting to rotate from their position. They lose a member down as Guru will fall to Headlow of Carnage Esports. As we have a look at Greyhound here, they have the 1 kill, but they've only got the 3 standing at the moment as we get to the end game here of game number 7.
Portable calf fort now, Extreme. He's just repositioning, just trying to make sure that they don't take too much fire because they know that ARCANE is nipping at their heels.
Grenades come out. Order happy to just play it safe. They don't have to rush too quickly here. The blue zone is moving and they do need to move up. So they are going to take the opportunity while they can with the smokes to push on up here. The sprays are going to come out from Testroy, knocked down onto Kazirus. Waika Kamukau's there as well, but he's also knocked down. It's going horribly wrong for Order. Unfortunately, the push hasn't worked out well for them. ARCANE are landing their shots, and they're not allowing Order to even fight back.
Yep, there was a hard push coming out from Order. As you said, the blue was ticking down. They didn't need to rush too fast, but they tried to take the opportunity with the smokes. They couldn't cover all angles and just didn't pay off for them. It was going to be always very difficult to do that. Headlow as well, tagging out Raging Knight's endgame.
So that means Ronan and Electric to stay alive and try and preserve placing points. They may eventually come. They are going to rotate in a different direction away from ARCANE, essentially waving the white flag as they run away. And in disappointment, tails between their legs, they lost the fight.
I feel like they should have done that as well. They spotted ARCANE already there. They did have time to go around, but they chose to opt for the hard push.
Edge cooking some nades, trying to throw this one onto Bruce from Intergalactic lads. Wasn't able to get the knockdown though. Electric, by the way, was still spotted both by Pathogen's Vasily and Testroy's. Headlow has also been knocked down by Big Jumbi. Vasily will confirm the kill onto Ronan, and that's going to be the end of Headlow. So only one more member standing for Carnage Esports, and as you can see, Order Army has been eliminated. So 15th position for Order, not what we're used to seeing from them here in day number 2.
No, that was just a little bit of a rough one. I think the call, after they won the fight with Tainted Minds, that was good. But then after they saw ARCANE, they should have immediately tried to think, okay, there's just no way we can push into this. Yeah, we got some smokes, but no way. Let's try to go around. That would have been the best bet. Give them a fighting chance.
Yep. Well, all these players are going to have a fighting chance soon enough. The blue zone reaching the white circle means we're going to get that new circle and see if it moves centrally. And it does stay central for the players that are already in there, like Chiefs, EXILE. They're happy right now. And the players that are still holding on the outer edge, they're going to have to slowly move on in.
Check out Policeman as well. He's trying to rank tank for Kingdom Gaming, but he does have 4 members of AVANT Gaming getting closer and closer to him, as well as Cheeses just shooting at all of them from the compound.
And you can see Policeman has been spotted, so he's going to get taken down for Kingdom Gaming. As AVANT continue to push in. Ceterex, though, this is onto the Chiefs. KANGA Esports, the duo, has pushed onto the Chiefs. And that means it's only Champs and P for Potato that are alive. Of course, they were split as 2. And this is why you can split as 2, Vanny, so you have the backup insurance.
That's exactly right. And speaking of backup insurance, Zoidmate, he got taken out by a frag, so he's currently knocked. We're on Daxon now, who's also trying to push in.
I think KANGA Esports probably thinking, where are the others? The other 2 Chiefs members, we should go and find them and take them out so they get very little points from this game. But obviously that's not going to be the case, as Happy Navitas has spotted his old team, in fact, in Greyhound Gaming. Extreme gets the knockdown onto Inside. Oh, he pops the head for all of a split second, and Happy Navitas is happily obliging to wipe him out. The knockdown is going to come, and Extreme is finished off. Blackout returns fire into Testroy, but it's not going great for Greyhound. It hasn't been going great for them at all. It's down to Zoidmate. Can they avoid the Zoids' presence? They can. They're going to knock him out, finish him off. 14th place for Greyhound Gaming. Again, they're still struggling, Vandy.
just that spot that they happened to rotate into, it was always going to be just a death sentence right there. So not much else they could have done. It just happened to be the wrong spot to choose, but this is the right spot by Athletico's Neferhor.
Probably the best game Neferhor's played in quite a while. After 5 kills himself, 8 kills now for Athletico, as Yasukage has been finished off by Lynxy. So Athletico playing this really well right now. They're down south of the circle. While they don't have any compounds and not in the center, they're getting lots of kills. They're cleaning out. They're rotating really strong.
It doesn't bother them, and the way they work is that they make sure that they clear their flanks, they clear behind them, so they've got a clear push into it. They let everyone else in the middle kind of thin themselves out, and then they want to rock up to the last couple of fights. Last
member here for TABOO Esports Club, Radar knows Defs is in this building. As you can see, Pathogen have been eliminated. And so for Radar, needs to play this one carefully. He's in the circle, no rush. Jumbi's been spotted by Bruce. Righto and Bruce now having the 1v1 battle. They're both so low. I almost thought that they actually killed each other, but it was Insight that stole the kill in the end onto Righto. They're both out of there. Raging Knights and Intergalactic lads as a whole.
Let's pretend they killed each other. Would have been more impressive. That's what it looked like anyway, until Insight just peeked from the side to finish
Very climatic finish, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Neferhor as well. He's spotted a couple of members now of AVANT Gaming.
You can see also, to your right, the blue zone reaching the circle. Is it going to go on Chiefs again? It's not. So Champs and P for Potato are going to have to get a move on. KANGA Esports' Cedrix and Ludatero are fine. Defs and Radar don't have to move either. Neither does Daxon or Cheeses. This is fine for Exile, though. As you can see, they're already actually on the move. They will be heading towards Cheeses. And there's Twerkerfish, by the way. You can see him just to the left corner there. He's rank tanking for Kingdom Gaming right now.
That's right. And then finally now all the members of Exile are together. So the rank tanking managed to just pull themselves this spot. So now they've got a really nice compound set up in this center of circle. Well, sorry, not the center, but the outskirt of the circle.
Oh, Heifer, you got to be careful though. He's in the sights of Defs with that mini. He's able to at least stay comfortably safe behind not only the US, but as well as the tree, as AVANT have crashed into ARCANE. And quite literally crashing right now. They're falling down as Insight continues to pick up these kills. ARCANE having a massive game after pretty much backing up what we saw of them last game in Game 6 where they finished second.
Exactly right. It's funny that they were saying that they'd be happy with a top 10 finish, but currently sitting in that 6th place, they could even rocket up even further, depending on how they play these last couple of circles.
Happy Navitas will confirm the kill onto Kozzy. Eventually, 10 kills now in total for ARCANE. 5 from Insight, having a huge game. Usually we see it's Happy Navitas that is picking up a lot of the kills for this team, but Insight has really popped off this game. So Matic has spotted NYRB though behind the tree. 7 kills so far for AVANT, but they've only got 2 standing. Nick 101 doesn't perform under the pressure. He's gonna have to now. He's the last one standing for AVANT Gaming. Will he be able to return fire, get some kills? He's not quite near where ARCANE is situated, but he's quite close to Twerkerfish, who eventually concedes and dies to the blue zone.
Yep, he doesn't give any points up to any team, however, so that's a denial of 15 points. And he managed to rank tank at least to the top 10. Nick, he's in so much trouble, as we've got 3 members of ARCANE still alive.
Yep, and Insight's pushing up. Knows that Nick's in here, I believe, or maybe not. Might not have heard the footsteps in the building just yet. 11 kills for ARCANE, and they did just get shot at, so they want to reposition a little bit to a bit more of a safer position as Champs starts to push out now for the Chiefs. P for Potato will just hold behind a little bit longer, but he does have to move out of that compound. So for the first time in a while, it feels like the Chiefs have actually got to move into the circle.
Yeah, that huge upset pulled off by KANGA made sure that the Chiefs now look at how passive they have to play. Yep. And Champs already has gone straight into rank tank mode.
Happy Navitas has been spotted by Neferhor. So Athletico from a long, long distance away. There's not many teams that are quite close to them. They're actually split up in duos right now. Pretty much they control the entire south.
Come on, Neferhor.
And they control the southwest as well. These shots are pretty hard to hit though, especially with just a 4x.
Yep, he's definitely hitting in the right direction, but the bullet drop, as you said, from such a long range away, very difficult to do with the 4 times.
9 teams and alive. Nick 101's been spotted, finished off 9th for AVANT. Insight has finally been knocked down by Neferhor. Finally got one to land.
Beautiful. Who didn't say persistence pays off?
And Insight has been knocked down before, so this is ticking quite quickly. And I don't think anyone's going to be able to get to him in time. So that's going to be the end of Insight for ARCANE. And he's been the top fragger in this game for them. So 8 teams, 16 alive now. Neferhor will confirm the kill for Athletico. They're into the top 8. This is a game they've needed to have, but Defs has got that knockdown onto Heifer finally, and the quick confirmed kill not what they would have liked. They've still got 3 standing, though. The problem for Atletico is that the Chiefs have still got 2 standing, so they're not going to be able to make up that much ground on them.
Here we go, Neferhort tagging out another member of ARCANE. And with that as well, ARCANE slowly now, their chances of trying to win this one are fading.
I mean, look at who's right smack bang in the middle of that circle. It's the solo player Daxon for Vanguard, and he's got the only compound that's in there right now.
He can just sit pretty. The biggest threat so far will be EXILE, who are currently in this battle with Atletico.
M24 for Lynxy. He's one of the best snipers in the region. He's up there with a couple of others. Cedric and Ludotera are going to have to get on the move, so is Death from Carnage, and there's not much space in that next circle. The blue zone is moving. It's go time, boys. You've got to get those legs pumping. Even though there's no cover, you just got to go. Run as fast as you can. EXILE are pretty close to the circle. They don't have to move that quickly, and they do have some numbers still up. I think they've got about 3. There's the Chiefs.
Yep, the Chiefs. They're running in, and they want to also hug that side of the circle where it moves slower. Lynxy gets taken out now by Double J.
Yeah, EXILE spotting Atletico in the end, I think. They were quite close by. So as Ludotera has been spotted by McClutch, he's going to get knocked down. Will he get finished off in time to get the kills? He will. Cedric and Ludotera both finished off by McClutch. Coming up big here when it matters for Atletico. Radar's been spotted as well. They just need to finish him off. He's in the blue. He's going to get fallen down, but he doesn't give over the 15 points as Neferhort takes a nade to the face. He'll get cleaned up by Cheeses. 3 standing for EXILE right now, and I think it's just McClutch left now for Atletico.
And then Happy Novitas as well, just taking out Champs. That's finally Chiefs out of this one.
5th place for the Chiefs. It's a good performance still. This is what we were talking about on the desk. They don't need to finish first, second. This is fine for them, as long as they're not finishing around 20th. Daxon has been holding on this entire time in this building. Boy, has he been fed the circle. It's great for Vanguard. Top 4. We've got EXILE, Atletico, Vanguard.
But we've got 2 singles and then a full, well, not a full squad, but then we have a squad, so they really need to maybe join forces or at least take out some of the squad. Otherwise, it's going to be so difficult.
All right, now we could be seeing EXILE possibly pick up another win here. Of course, Happy Navitas is still alive as he's got 4 kills, 14 in total for ARCANE. This is going to be huge for them to shoot up the rankings. He's relatively close to McClutch, but not quite close enough that he knows where he is. Blue Zone's 20 seconds away from pushing everyone in to Daxon's sightline.
Daxon was chosen by RNG. He's been sitting in that compound for so long, and he's going to continue to do so as there's absolutely no reason for him to leave.
See Happy Navitas up into the top right of that view. It's on the other side, north of the compound. Stacky coming through the swamp. It's almost like it's Rambo here. In the smoke, in the swamp. 3 kills for Stacky, 4 in total for EXILE. McClutch is just trying to hold on. Needs to start moving up a bit quicker here to the point where he probably can't be prone just about. There's nice defilade. You can see where the orange Dacia is safe from Daxon's view. McClutch has been spotted immediately, though, by Happy Navitas. So that's 4th place for Atletico. We're into the top 3 now. Happy Navitas, if there's any player here today that can pull off this sort of performance and possibly come out with the win, it's this guy right here. He can do this.
Yeah, with that kill as well, he can now take McClutch's spot. Still crawling on in. And you can already see the breach starting to happen by EXILE.
Double J just keeping an eye outside as well, playing it safe, making sure no one else is around here. Happy Navitas has got to be careful here. The blue zone just chunked him so much damage. Stacky's right next to you, but he wants the better position instead, and he goes for it. It's smart. He does have 4 first aid kits, but it's not enough. Double J will take out Happy Navitas. Daxon versus EXILE here. Double J and Cheeses both still standing. Will EXILE be able to pick up their 2nd win of the qualifiers? Will they be able to pick it up for the first of the day, Vandy, for them? Or will Daxon and Vanguard come through? He finds Double J. He gets the frags. The bullets to land onto Double J. Gets him to just below half health, but he has to fall back. He's got meds.
You could already see as well, if he knew, if he was paying attention to the kill feed, would have known that one member would have been knocked down, could have maybe seized that opportunity, but it's just going to be so hard because the numbers disadvantage is so against you, 3v1.
Trying to change his position a little bit, so it's a bit harder to predict where he's going to come from. Nades are starting to come in from EXILE here. Of course, they got all 3 up now. So it's up to Daxon to pull off a 1v3. This is not impossible. We've seen it before, but it doesn't happen often, especially when the grenade lands at your feet. Exile pick up their second win of the LAN qualifiers so far, Vandy.
That was really well played by Exile. Just making sure Happy Navitas tried to throw a spanner into the works, but Daxon, as I said, it's just too difficult. It's not impossible to do, Xenox, but in a compound like that, especially if you have frags still ready to go, there's not really much else you can do right there.
It's not impossible to do. We were singing the Mission Impossible theme song before off air, and we're going to throw it back over to the desk with Ben Green.
Well, Exile going to pick up the win there, boys. That was pretty impressive work from them coming through. 3 still alive at the end. We worked through Vanguard picking up a cheeky little second spot with a whole 1 kill across about 35 minutes of gameplay there. ARCANE coming in third, not bad. ATHLETICO and Chiefs, though, both those teams picking up some solid points. The Chiefs picking up points in regards to their rank. ATHLETICO